Planning a Perth to Exmouth road trip sounds simple, but here's the real question. How do you actually get it right without choosing the wrong vehicle and wasting time on long distance drives? In this video I'll show you exactly how to plan this drive the right way, from vehicle choice to timing to the full route, including one stop most guides never mention. Let's get started. So before you book a single night of accommodation, you need to make one decision, and it shapes your entire trip: your vehicle. Most people think a motorhome or camper van is the obvious choice for a long coastal road trip. Freedom to camp, cook your own meals, wake up wherever you like, and fair enough. But here's what most travel guides won't tell you. If you hire a motorhome or camper van from Perth for this route, you cannot drop it off in Exmouth. There's no depot location for one-way rentals. Your options are to drive either back to Perth or continue north to Broome and return it there, which is another 1400 kilometers away. Either way, you're doubling your driving or committing to a much longer trip than you planned. So what's a better move? If you have 7 to 10 days for Western Australia and want to make the most of them, a standard rental car gives you something a motorhome simply cannot: a one-way option. You drive north from Perth, drop the car in Exmouth and fly out of Learmount Airport, which sits only 37 kilometers south of town. So that's a clean exit, no backtracking. Handy tip: book your Learmount flight early. Services are limited, especially in the peak season. Qantas flies that route. So which transport option would you select, motorhome or rental car? Drop me a line in the comments box below. And with a vehicle decision connects directly to the next point, because the season you're traveling changes everything. Right, travel season. This is the second decision most people get wrong, and it can make or break the experience. The golden window for Perth to Exmouth road trip is May through to October. Temperatures are warm but manageable. Skies are consistently clear. The roads are in good condition. Ningaloo Reef visibility is at its best. Now here's the kicker. Between November and April, the Coral Coast enters the wet season. In some places, temperatures push above 40 degrees Celsius. Rainfall can be heavy and unpredictable. Roads can flood. Certain sections can be impassable. That's when things go seriously wrong for people who haven't planned around it. So if you see a cheap deal in January or February, think carefully. The coast will be still there, but the experience will be a very different one. There's one exception, and it's worth knowing. The whale shark season at Ningaloo Reef runs from March through to July. So if swimming with the whale sharks is the main reason you're making this trip, late May to early July gives you the ideal combination: the tail end of the shark season and the start of perfect road conditions and shoulder season prices for accommodation. That is the timing I would aim for. Now some practical tips. This section is short, but don't skip it. This is not a New Zealand road trip where there are petrol stations and cafes everywhere. Part of this route had very long stretches with almost nothing. The section between Carnarvon and Coral Bay, around about 230 kilometers, has limited fuel stops and very few places to buy food or water along the way. So the golden rule: every time you reach a town, fill up your tank, even if it's only half empty, and always carry a minimum of 2 to 3 liters of drinking water per person in the vehicle. This is still Western Australia, even in the cooler months. Handy tip: Carnarvon is your last major fuel and grocery town before Coral Bay. Stock up as if the next stop is 300 kilometers away. Have you ever run low on fuel in the middle of nowhere on a road trip? It's more common than people admit. Feel free to leave a comment in the box below. So you leave Perth heading north. Your first stop is Lancelin, about 130 kilometers north from the city. It's the jump off point for the Lancelin sand dunes, and if you've got 30 minutes spare, do climb them. The scale is unexpected and the views back towards the coast are worth it. Continue to Cervantes, home of the Pinnacles desert. This is one of those places that photographs can't quite prepare you for. Thousands of ancient limestone pillars rising from the orange sand. The whole scene looks like it belongs on a different planet. Handy tip, time your Pinnacles visit for the late afternoon rather than midday. The sun stands low in angle, casts a dramatic shadow between the formations. Stay for the sunset if you can manage it. From Cervantes, push on to Jurien Bay for the night. This is a small coastal town, good amenities, fuel, supermarket, a handful of accommodation options. About 260 kilometers from Perth in total for day one. It's manageable. And you already ticked off 2 outstanding spots. From Jurien Bay, head north through Geraldton, worth a walk around, and continue to Kalbarri. That's around 270 kilometers from Jurien Bay. Plan to arrive mid-afternoon. And here's what most travel guides won't tell you about Kalbarri. Most itineraries gives you only one night, and that's not enough. Kalbarri sits above a spectacular river gorge system, the Murchison River. The gorge walk alone takes about 2 to 3 hours return. The Kalbarri Skywalk extends 100 meters out over the gorge on a glass-floored platform. It's stunning, especially in the early morning before more travelers arrive. Most people think one night in Kalbarri is fine, but this is actually not the case. You will not see it properly in a single morning. Give it 2 nights if your schedule allows. This is one of the most underrated stops on the entire Coral Coast Drive. And if you thought Kalbarri was a hidden gem on the drive, wait until you hear about what's coming next at Shark Bay. But before we get there, if you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button below to stay in touch for more helpful travel videos to come. Plus, tick that little like box as it helps our channel to grow. Thank you very much. Shark Bay is a UNESCO World Heritage Area and it deserves 2 full days. Full stop. The main attraction for most travelers is 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗃 Mia, a small beach reserve where wild bottlenose dolphins come into the shallow waters every morning to interact with visitors and rangers. This is not a zoo. There are completely wild dolphins that have been visiting this bay for decades. But here's the thing, time matters. The dolphins typically arrive between 7:30 and 9 o'clock in the morning. Get there before 7:30. The experience is managed by rangers, and early arrival means better positioning, fewer crowds and more time in the water before the tour groups arrive. There's a small entry fee, but it's absolutely worth it. Beyond 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗃, it's a 60-kilometer beach composed entirely of tiny shells, compressed meters deep, no sand. Also, consider a stop at Hamelin Pool where you can view living rock formations considered among the oldest life forms on Earth, around 3.5 billion years old. Now here's the one thing I would like to add to your itinerary if you have a spare night. Hamelin Station is a historic working sheep station on the southern edge of Shark Bay. It offers basic station-style accommodation, a proper outback farm experience that is nothing like any hotel on this route. It's quiet, remote, and gives you a completely different side of Western Australia that travelers often rush by on the coastal highway and never see. So from Shark Bay you head north to Carnarvon. Fuel up, stock up. You know the rule by now. Then continue to Coral Bay, around 360 kilometers from Shark Bay. Most people drive straight through Exmouth. Coral Bay is a tiny village sitting directly on the Ningaloo Reef. No boat required. You can snorkel right off the beach and be swimming above the living corals within 3 minutes of leaving your accommodation. The water is clear, calm and absolutely full of life. Reef fish, rays, turtles and in season whale sharks visible from the shore. It's much quieter than Exmouth. Accommodation options are limited though. Give it 1 to 3 nights before you continue north. Then it's 150 kilometers north to Exmouth, your final base and where this trip earns everything it promised. The Cape Range National Park runs for 50 kilometers along the western coastline just outside Exmouth. 𝗙𝗂𝗄𝗆 Bay is one of the most beautiful beaches in Australia. A snorkel over the reef in waters so clear you can see every detail on the corals below you. And if your timing is right, you're following the May to July window, the Ningaloo whale shark season is running. Guided tours operate from Exmouth. A spotter plane locates the sharks from above, the boat positions alongside them, and you slip into the water next to the creature that can be 8 to 10 meters long. It is one of the greatest wildlife encounters on the planet, and I'm not overstating that. So here's what you've built: a one-way drive that makes every single day count. A travel window that puts you at Ningaloo at its peak, a route that layers experiences geology at the Pinnacles, gorges at Kalbarri, wildlife at Shark Bay, Reef at Coral Bay and Exmouth. Each stop earning the next one, and a flight back to Perth from Learmount. That means you leave the car in Exmouth and step off the plane in Perth at the same afternoon. That's the Perth to Exmouth road trip done properly in 7 to 10 days. Now, if you're still deciding between a motorhome and a rental car for your Australian road trip, I've done a full video on that. Check it out up here and the link in the description box below. Thanks very much for watching. See you in the next video.